My favourite player at every single Premier League club. Yes, that is the video today. Before we get into it, please do smash the like button and do subscribe. This is going to be some good fun. Let me know down in the comment section below all of your favourite players, and we are trying to get 4,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So smash that like button and subscribe instantly because we are so close. Right, so we're going to go in alphabetical order. We're going to start off with Arsenal. So my favourite player at Arsenal right now is a player I've done a massive U-turn on over time. It is Declan Rice. It is the new boy who joined them in the summer. Now, I am obsessed with this man, and I've spoken about it before in previous videos. I spoke about it on my podcast, Bucket Sam Talk Sport podcast. Go check it out on all Spotify and all the other platforms. He is absolutely unreal, and the thing is, his improvement has been mental. Like, I didn't expect him to be as good as he has been for Arsenal. Like, he has come in and displaced Thomas Partey like it's absolutely nothing. He's been more of a box-to-box midfielder, technically so good. He's dispossessing, like, honestly, it's ridiculous. He reminds me a bit of Kante with the way he's playing right now as a whole. Like, when he is deeper, when he's playing a little bit deeper, because he wins the ball back so much. I think he's so good, technically so good, and actually has been a bit of a creator as well. I didn't expect him to jump up as much as he has done since joining Arsenal, so he's my start off for Arsenal. Second, we've got Aston Villa. So now my favourite player at Aston Villa is their new signing. Again, another one. It is the signing for Bayer Leverkusen. It is Diaby. Now, Diaby has been absolutely sensational. Honestly, didn't expect him to be as good as he has been. He is so direct with his runs. It is a joke. He's dribbling. He's amazing. He scores goals. He's getting assists. I really like him. He's really exciting. And what I find quite refreshing when I watch him play is he's just tenacious. He does not. He literally is. There's no fear whatsoever. He just drives at players constantly in positions and trickery, everything. I just really like him. I think he started so well. Next, we are on to Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth is not an easy one. Neto was my shout out to him as well because I think he was unlucky to miss out. But I'm gonna go for Philip Billing now. This isn't actually down to like his ability. It's the fact that my favourite football cliche is great feet for a big man, and he's the definition of that. The guy has kind of transitioned over time from when he was at Huddersfield from a holding midfield to a box-to-box midfielder, and now he kind of plays as a number 10. Really good last season, really good in the Championship, and I really like him this season. I think he's probably one of their better players, let's be honest, really, because they are pretty stinky, the side. So I really like Philip Billing, yeah, because of the definition and the cliche of great feet for a big man. Come on, surely that's understandable. Next, we are on to Brentford. Now, Brentford is another player, not the best player at the club, a player that just really makes me happy and I really enjoy watching. It is Visser. Now, Visser, the winger, I know we've got a lot of attacking players. There will be some defensive players coming in, don't you worry about that. But Visser, for me, the reason why I love him is because, again, similar to Diaby, I really like how direct he is. But the thing is with Visser is he is so just all over the place. He's really unorthodox with the way he drives at players. And half the time, I don't know if he knows what he's doing. And, like, he may scuff across and it'll still end up getting to somebody. Like, half the time, I just really like him because I don't know what he's going to do. He's quite exciting to watch. He's kind of bums off seats kind of player, let's be honest. I just really like him. So, yeah. He's my Brentford player. Now on to Brighton, the first defender. Now I feel like if you watch this channel, you'll know exactly who I'm going to pick here. It is Lewis Dunk. Now I'm obsessed with this man. This man has gone from a Chris Hughton player, from playing in the Championship all the way with Brighton, being a ham and egger and try really hard defender. He is now absolutely unreal. One of the most technically gifted footballers right now in the Premier League as a defender. I really like how good he is. He has transitioned with this side. We all thought when he was playing under Potter, wow, this guy's the real deal. But honestly, he has stepped up yet again this season under De Zerbi and at the end of last season. He has been so good and deservedly in that England side. And for me, he has to start for England in the Euros. Now on to the next club. We have got Burnley. Now Burnley is another difficult one. And I thought about it long and hard. I thought potentially Dara O'Shea being an ex-West Brom player. But I'm going to go for Josh Cullen in the midfield. Now, I really like him. I thought he was really good in the Championship. Very technically gifted footballer. And you can tell when he's on the ball, he's just so calm. And that's what I really like about him, especially in a Burnley side that have been struggling. When he has played, I know he hasn't played every single game this season, but he just looks really calm on the ball, just really composed, just playing it simple. Kind of one of those players that you can play it into and you know for a fact he's going to keep hold of it. You know he isn't going to mess up. And you know, as I said, he's going to be calm and just get rid of it. Move it on to the more technically gifted players. I really like him, but he is very good on the ball. It takes it in a lot of difficult positions. Next, we're talking Chelsea, and I'm going to go for Thiago Silva, another player that you probably know I really like talking about on this podcast. If you go and watch The Captains, this Netflix documentary, he has got a full episode of him as a captain. I find him inspiring watching it. I think he's a really good player, really good story, and the fact that he's still going at the age that he is now is an absolute joke, and he's such a good defender. Really like him. Very rarely gets his shorts dirty, kind of always on his feet, not very many mistakes. I just really like him, yeah, and he's an absolute leader. Now on to Crystal Palace. We've got Eberechi Eze, now a player that you just absolutely love watching, a proper bums off seats player, because he is so technically gifted. It is a joke. I remember him at QPR in the Championship. He scored against West Brom at the end of the season, the COVID season, and he scored an absolute screamer, and I was thinking, this guy is the real deal, and I really wanted to get hold of him. But instead, he went to Crystal Palace, and he's absolutely shone for them, whether he's playing on the left wing, the right wing, in the number 10. He's so good, and to be honest, he added goals, because that was the one thing that we said we needed to see from him last season, and he's added goals, and he has been so good, a player that is just very exciting, as we said, and I'm glad he's got in the England setup as well. Now on to Fulham. Now this one again is another one that I just really like, just purely down to the fact that he's still going Tim Ream. That is another reason why I really like him. I love the Fulham fans chanting Ream whenever he does anything good. I can't believe he's actually playing as good as he is, because when Fulham came up in previous years, specifically under Scott Parker, he was absolutely dreadful. He was found out, and there was a lot of question marks on the US international. How could he cope? Well, they've come back up, and he's been absolutely great for them in the last couple of seasons. I really like him. Now on to Liverpool. We have got Mohamed Salah. Now this one I feel like is a really easy and obvious one. Like, we all know exactly what Mo Salah can do, let's be honest. He's a goal scoring machine. It's a joke, really. And the reason why I like watching him is because you might not see him touch the ball for 40 minutes. He gets it and he creates instantly. Goal, like that. Cuts in his left foot, top corner. He's Robin, but even more effective, arguably. I absolutely love Mohamed Salah. One of the Premier League greats, 100%. Now we're on to Luton. Luton, for me, it has to be Carlton Morris. I really like him. A player that I've spoke about, and I say it all the time. I don't want to keep repeating my stories, but I watched him play for Barnes against Luton, scored an absolute screamer when he chipped the keeper. I remember saying, this guy's the real deal. Barnes get relegated. He goes to Luton, unreal in the Championship last season, and he started so well in the Premier League this season. Definitely got an eye for goal. You can tell he is a bagsman, and I think he could easily progress onto a bigger clubs. No disrespect to Luton, but I really like him. Next, we've got Manchester City. Now, the guy that at the moment that I was most excited, before it may be Bernardo Silva, I really liked him. I really liked Gundogan before he left. But now I really like Doku. And the reason why I like Doku is because he doesn't scream Man City. Like, it's not what Man City have had for years. He's a pacey winger, and he likes to take on his men, which is not often. Like, you haven't seen this in Man City, so I really like it. And I love his celebrations. I absolutely love the gritty. I really like everything about him. I think he's taken to the Premier League like a duck to water. I think he looks so good in that side. Already arguably displaced Jack Grealish, which no one expected, but I really like him. I think he started so well, and a player that really excites me when I watch him. Now on to Man United. We've got Bruno Fernandes. Now, I know a lot of people don't like him, but I like him for absolutely everything about him. Talk about the moaning, that kind of side of it, the diving. I quite like that nasty side to him, kind of the S-housery that we talk about. You kind of really want in a side. Like, he's not nice to play against, is he? And he rolls up opposition fans like he did with me when West Brom were in the Premier League. I remember for a fact he dived against the Albion, but he kind of has that edge to his game, which I really like, which kind of puts him away from the other number 10s in the league. Obviously, his output's a joke. He gets a lot of goals, he gets a lot of assists, but that's why I really like him, because he kind of got that little edge to his game, something slightly different. Yes, Man United aren't great, but he's probably been the best player for them for the last couple of seasons. Really good player. Now, on to Newcastle United. Now, Newcastle United, there's so many players I could have chosen from in this. So many players. Like, I absolutely love pretty much all this squad. But there's one player for me, which I cannot believe I'm saying this on this channel, especially if you've gone back 3 years ago when I first started my YouTube channel. Jacob Murphy. He went on loan to my team, West Bromwich Albion, when we were in the Championship, and he wasn't great, let's be honest. He then went on loan to Sheffield Wednesday, and he wasn't great there under Darren Moore. And then next thing you know, he's playing in the Champions League. He's scoring in the Champions. He's playing in the Champions League, sorry. He's playing against Paris Saint-Germain. He's on the same pitch as Kylian Mbappe. It is mental. Like, the guy, that's why I love him, because for some reason he was kind of not, under Steve Bruce, he was kind of gotten rid of in that Newcastle side, kind of written off, and now for Eddie Howe's side, he's one of the main members in that squad. Like, you can always rely on him, and that's why I love him, because he's kind of really U-turned with his career. I absolutely respect it, and that's why I put my hands up, because he's a player that I really didn't like at the Albion. That's why I really like him now, because he's just completely U-turned with his career. So, Jacob Murphy. Now on to Nottingham Forest. Awoniyi, I really like him, and obviously reading up about him, kind of played at Liverpool, didn't really work out, moved out to Germany, come back to the Premier League, and he's an absolute bagsman. To score as many as he did last season in that Nottingham Forest side is not an easy feat, and he's carried on this season, a player that I really like. Bullies defenders. Again, someone that you can leave up top on his own, not worry about him, knock the ball up, and he's going to cause absolute chaos. I think he's a very, very good player. Now, onto Sheffield United. Not many players in this squad that really excite me, but for me, it's got to be Gustavo Hamer. Now, I think he's been really good. I've watched him a couple of times at commentary last season, seen him in the Netherlands national side. He's a very technically gifted footballer, and he's come to Sheffield United. He's been one of their best players. I think he's already bagged 2 goals in the Premier League. He's just got everything about him. Little, nasty, moves the ball around, technically gifted, and as I said, he's got an eye for a goal and is a very creative player, so I do really like him. Next, we are going on to Tottenham Hotspur. Now, for me, it's got to be Van de Ven. I cannot believe how good this guy has been in the Premier League since he's joined. Like, he's come back, and it's probably been Tottenham Hotspur's, I know it's early to say, their best centre-back partnership since Vertonghen and Alderweireld when they first were really at their pomp in their prime. These two look so good together, and Van de Ven has taken, and I've said it lots in this video, duck to water. That's how he's taken to the Premier League, like a duck to water. He's been so good. Looks really natural. Really like him on a left-footed centre-back, which I always have respect for. And he's got an eye for a goal. Just so calm. Doesn't get that white kit dirty whatsoever. Stays on his feet, and we haven't seen him make a mistake yet, let's be honest. So I really like him. Next, we're talking West Ham. Now we're talking Kurt Zouma. Now this guy is so good. A nasty centre-back. Built for a David Moyes side. I really like him in that team. Very, very underrated. A player that excites me. I really like him. I think he's had a very, very good, solid season. Now, on to Wolverhampton Wanderers. It's got to be Pedro Neto, hasn't it, really? Arguably the only exciting player in that side. Like, I really like him. Kind of had a few injuries. So he was a few seasons back when they were in the Europa League and things. He was looking like an absolute player, linked to absolutely everyone. Has some injury problems. Looks like he's struggling to come back, and he's taken this season by absolute storm. He has been so good, creating so many chances, getting so many assists. He has been so good, and I absolutely love against Luton the time when he did about 5 or 6 celebrations for that one goal. 500 or 600 celebrations, sorry. But yeah, he's so good. And the final team, and I don't know why I've missed this, and I apologise now. Some reason I've put Everton at the end. Missed them earlier. Apologies, Everton fans. I've just realised as I was reading off my list, I skipped them by accident. My favourite Everton player has to be Doucouré. Doucouré, a player that for some reason under Sean Dyche, he's an absolute bagsman all of a sudden. Like, we saw him at Watford. He kind of started off as a holding midfield and slowly kind of started pushing up further in the pitch. And now he's kind of playing as a number 10 in this Everton side. More like Jude Bellingham-esque the way he's been playing. He's been getting goals for fun. He's really good. I like him. He's technically gifted, and he's been very good this season, let's be honest. And a kind of player that just is quite fun to watch, isn't he, really? Because he drives with the ball really, really weirdly. But I really like it. Kind of gets around players without doing any skills. So now I've got to the end of the video, so I'll quickly reel off all my favourite players again, every single Premier League club. So now we'll reel off my favourite players at every single Premier League club. For Arsenal, we've got Declan Rice. For Aston Villa, we've got Diaby. For Bournemouth, we've got Billing. For Brentford, we've got Visser. For Brighton, we've got Lewis Dunk. For Burnley, we've got Cullen. For Chelsea, we've got Thiago Silva. For Crystal Palace, we've got Eberechi Eze. For Everton, we've got Doucouré. For Fulham, we've got Tim Ream. For Liverpool, we've got Mohamed Salah. For Luton, we've got Carlton Morris. For Man City, we've got Doku. For Man United, we've got Bruno Fernandes. For Newcastle, we've got Jacob Murphy. For Nottingham Forest, we've got Awoniyi. For Sheffield United, we've got Gustavo Hamer. For Spurs, we've got Van de Ven. For West Ham United, we've got Zouma. And finally, for Wolves, we've got Pedro Neto. So let me know your favourite players down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, please do smash the like button and do subscribe. I will see you very soon for more videos coming your way. But thank you for watching. Bucket Sam over and out. Thank you. Goodbye. Peace.